Good afternoon, dear students. In our last class, we have learned about sedimentary rocks. Now it's time to learn about the metamorphic rocks. So let's try to learn what is metamorphic rock. If I am going to talk about the metamorphic rock, they are the rocks which are formed when igneous or sedimentary rocks are subjected to excessive heat and pressure. So, when igneous or sedimentary rocks get buried deep inside the earth, then they are subjected to excessive heat and pressure, and as a result, it changes their mineral content because the mineral content of the igneous and sedimentary rocks gets changed, results in the formation of metamorphic rocks. So metamorphic rocks results by the changing of mineral content of igneous and sedimentary rocks. And why it takes place? Just because they are subjected to excessive heat and pressure inside the earth when they get buried inside the earth. Simple. Examples of metamorphic rocks: marble is there. Okay, so let's try to understand about the marble. Marbles are the rocks which are formed by the metamorphosis of limestone. See, limestone is a sedimentary rock. So when marble is formed, it is formed from limestone. So here you can see that a sedimentary rock is getting changed into metamorphic rock. Okay, so either igneous rock or sedimentary rock gets changed into metamorphic rock. So marble, it is formed by metamorphosis of limestone, and it is found in red, green and white. What are the uses of marble? It is used for making floor tiles, statues, pillars and slabs. Also it is used for building construction, that means also it is used for building purposes. So there are many uses of marble. Marble, a very famous rock. Everyone might have, you also might have heard about this rock, marble. Another kind of metamorphic rock, slate, very famous rock. Everyone might have written on the slate during your childhood. So how slate is formed? Slate is formed by metamorphosis of shale. Here also we can find that slate is the result of metamorphosis of shale. That means a sedimentary rock is again getting converted or is being changed into metamorphic rock. It is found in grey or black color. What are the uses of slate? Slate is used for making blackboards, roof tiles and writing slates. Okay, so for making blackboards and for making slates, basically it is used. Now another type of metamorphic rock, quartzite, formed by metamorphosis of sandstone. Again, one sedimentary rock is being converted into metamorphic rock, as you can see in the example. Quartzite, as the name suggests, it is rich in quartz. What are the uses of quartzite? It is used for making statues, glass and jewelry. Another example of metamorphic rock is gneiss. Though the spelling is GNEISS, here the G becomes silent. So an example of metamorphic rock is gneiss, which is formed by metamorphosis of granite. Here you can see an igneous rock is getting converted into metamorphic rock. One Characteristic of gneiss, it shines. Why it shines? Due to presence of mica inside it. Because gneiss contains mica, that's why gneiss shines. What are the uses of gneiss? It is used for building stone. It is used for building purposes, so it is building stone. Okay. Coming on to the question answers, fill in the blanks. Rocks consist of dash. So rock made up of rock consists of dash. So rocks consist of minerals. The dash on the earth's surface is called lava. So what on the earth's surface is called lava? It is the magma. Okay, the magma on the earth's surface is called lava. Another name of lava is magma. The Brihadishwara temple is built entirely of dash. So from which stone, from which rock Brihadishwara temple is built? So from granite the Brihadishwara temple is built. Another question, chalk is a common example of dash. So chalk is a common example of limestone. Dash is formed due to metamorphosis of granite. So what is formed by metamorphosis of granite? An igneous rock is getting converted. So just now we have learnt that granite is metamorphosed to form gneiss. Another question, write T for true and F for false statements. Igneous rocks are the most common rocks found on the earth's surface. So igneous rocks are most common rocks found on earth's surface. Whether it is true or false? It is false, because we have learnt in the lesson that sedimentary rocks are the most common rocks found on the earth's surface. Basalt is used for making floor tiles. True or false? Yes, it is true. Basalt is used for making floor tiles. The key mineral in limestone is calcite. Yes, it is also true. The key mineral in limestone is calcite. Main mineral, key mineral in limestone is calcite. Another question, marble stones are always white. It is false. Marble stone comes in many other colors apart from white, so marble stones are not always white. Another question, granite is used for making blackboards. It is also false. Granite is not used for making blackboards. In fact, it's the slate, okay, which is used for making blackboards. Coming on to the match the following. Igneous rocks, I have already matched. Igneous rocks, one of the example of igneous rocks, obsidian. Sedimentary rock, example of sedimentary rock, it is conglomerate. Sandstone, Red Fort is made up of sandstone, that's why the correct match for sandstone is Red Fort. Marble, what is the use of marble? It is used in jewelry. Okay, that's why these are the correct matches as per according to the choice given. Coming on to the question answers, you have to answer in brief, you have to answer in short. First question, name the type of rocks based on their method of formation. That means you have to give the names of all the three types of rocks. So the three types of rocks are igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, and metamorphic rocks. So these are the three types of rocks based on their method of formation, based on their feature, or whatever you can say. These are the three types of rocks. Another question, why are granite rocks either pink or grey in color? So what is the reason why granite rocks are either pink or grey in color? So granite rocks are either pink or grey depending on quantity of feldspar present in them. I have already told The quantity of feldspar determines the color of granite rocks, whether they will be pink or grey. Another question, how is shale formed? How the shale is formed? So the answer is shale is formed due to hardening and cementing of clay and mud particles. When clay and mud particles are cemented, becomes hard, then shale is formed. So how is shale formed? Shale is formed due to hardening and cementing of clay and mud particles. Very simple. Another question, why does gneiss shine? This is also an important question. Why? What is the reason? By what factor this gneiss, which is a metamorphic rock, which we have learnt very recently, so why does it shine? Very recently only I have given the answer also, that gneiss shine due to presence of a mineral called mica. So it is the mica content which is present inside the gneiss that makes the gneiss to shine. So it is the mica which makes gneiss to shine. So gneiss shine due to presence of mineral mica. The more mica content is there in the gneiss, more it shines. So it is because of the presence of mineral mica that gneiss shines. These are some of the questions to be answered in brief. Now coming on to question answers in detail. You have to answer these questions in detail in long form. First question is, how is pumice formed? One more question is attached to it, that why does it float on water? That means two questions are there. First one is, how is pumice formed? And second question, why does it float on water? Because as we know, pumice is an igneous rock. So pumice is formed by cooling down and solidifying of lava. So how is pumice formed? Pumice is formed by cooling down and solidifying of what? Of lava. So when lava cools down and solidifies, it forms pumice. One more question is attached. Why does it float on water? What is the reason? Why does it float on water? So you might have remembered, I have told you that during the cooling process, so when this rock pumice undergoes cooling process, or when pumice is cooled down, small pores, small holes appear on it, which contain several air pockets. Obviously, when something develops holes, then air gets trapped inside that. That's why when pores get developed, it contains air pockets. Now these pores, these small holes which contain the air pockets, which contain air inside them, make these stones lighter. What is the meaning of lighter? Yes, opposite of heavy, light. So these pores make these stones lighter, because of which this stone floats on water. Anything which is lighter floats on water. Universal rule. Anything which is heavier can sink down. So why The pumice floats on water because it is lighter. Why it is lighter? Because it develops air pockets. During the cooling process, it develops several holes. When it develops several holes, air pockets gets developed inside them, and as a result of these air pockets, air gets trapped inside it, and when air gets trapped inside it, obviously it makes the things lighter. Okay, so in any way you can understand this thing. Moving on to the next question. You have to write a note on sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks, if I am going to talk about sedimentary rocks, it's itself a very big chapter. Sedimentary rocks. Now you have to write a note giving some of the examples also you can give, but you have to write basically how does a sedimentary rock gets formed, why it is called sedimentary rocks. Okay, so first of all, they are the most common rocks found on Earth's surface. Sedimentary rocks are the most common rocks. The change in temperature and action of wind and water breaks down the rocks into small fragments or sediments such as sand, clay, pebble, etc. First of all, we have to make sure you must ensure that these sedimentary rocks are formed by sediments. Sediments, small granule particles, small particles. How? By the breaking of rocks, these small fragments, these small sediments are formed. And how does rock breaks? By change in temperature, by action of wind, by water, it breaks down. The rocks break down by the action of wind, water, and it gets broken down into smaller fragments or sediments such as sand, clay, pebble, etc. Flowing water and the wind carry these sediments and deposit them in layers at the bottom of water bodies. So it is the flowing water and the wind that carry these sediments and deposit them in layers at the bottom of water body. The continuous deposition of sediments result in formation of many such layers. Now pressure from the upper layer presses the lower layer and hardens them to form the rocks. As these rocks are formed from sediments, that's why these are given the name sedimentary rocks. These are called sedimentary rocks. So this is a small story about the sedimentary rocks. In brief, you can also say by the action of wind, water, the rocks gets broken down into smaller fragments, into smaller sediments. When these smaller sediments get deposited in layer one over the other by the action of flowing water and wind, then these sedimentary rocks are formed by the pressure of the upper layer on the lower layer. They get pressed, they get compressed with each other, and as a result, after many years, after 100,000 years, after millions of years, sedimentary rocks are formed. Moving on to another question. How are metamorphic rocks formed? This is also an important question. How are metamorphic rocks formed? And you have to give example of these types of rocks. So very simple, metamorphic rocks, you might have remembered, I have already told. When igneous and sedimentary rocks get buried inside the earth, they are subjected to extreme heat and pressure, which changes their mineral content. So, when igneous or sedimentary rock, or when any kind of rock gets buried inside the earth, they are subjected to extreme heat and pressure. That means when igneous or sedimentary rocks get buried, gets down inside the earth, covered by the earth's surface, then heat and pressure starts acting on it, because inside the earth too much heat, too much pressure is there. So anything that gets buried inside the earth, they get subjected to excessive heat and pressure. And when this heat and pressure starts acting on rocks, then after several years, after 50 years, after 60 years, after 100 years, these rocks have a change in their mineral content. That means the mineral content, the composition of the rocks gets changed. And when the composition of the rocks gets changed, then they got formed into metamorphic rocks. So in short, in brief, you can also say that metamorphic rocks are formed when rocks are subjected to excessive heat and pressure, which results in the change in their mineral content, which results in the change of their composition, mineral composition. So once the mineral composition, once the mineral content gets changed, then it results in the formation of metamorphic rocks. One more question is attached to it. You have to give example of these types of rocks. Just told you that there are several examples, and all these rocks are formed from either igneous or sedimentary rocks. So examples of these types of rocks: marble, slate, quartzite, gneiss, etc., etc. Okay, these are the some of the examples of metamorphic rocks. For detail, you can also confer to earlier slide, where you can find how metamorphic rocks are formed by the metamorphosis of igneous or sedimentary rocks. Right? Here you might be seeing marble being formed from limestone. Okay, then slate, which is formed by metamorphosis of shale, quartzite formed by metamorphosis of sandstone, gneiss formed by metamorphosis of granite. So these are the examples of metamorphic rocks: slate, quartzite, gneiss, right, marble. All these are examples of metamorphic rocks. Another question: how is limestone formed? And you have to give 3 uses of limestone. So the main mineral content of limestone is calcite, And calcite is formed from bits of animal shells, or calcite is formed from aquatic animals shells that settle at the bottom of the sea. And over the years, over several years, over millions of years, these layers of shells get formed into limestone. And what are the different uses of limestone? Limestone is used for making cement, bricks, first use. Limestone is also used for separating metal from their ores, which you can learn, which you will learn in higher classes. What is how the metals are separated from their ores, and during the separation of metal from their ore, limestone is used, very useful rock. And third use, it is also used for making medicine and cosmetics. So medicine and cosmetics are also made from this famous stone, limestone. So this is all about the chapter. Hope you have understood this chapter. In my next class I am going to come up with another new chapter. Till then, have a nice day, have a wonderful day. Bye.